attempts to prepare the country that we are going to in fact extract revenge from Pakistan for the civilian lives that they have taken away, and the peace in Jammu and Kashmir that they haven't been able to influence in more than any capacity but as a terrorist nation.
Absolutely right. In fact, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, has also clearly and loud message he has already given to the world that it is time to take a decisive action against the terrorism and the supporters of the terrorism. So Pakistan understands that it is bound to happen. The quantum of the impact and quantum of this exercise by India is yet to be noticed. Regarding, before I go for the civil defense part of it, I like the Major Muhammad Ali has mentioned about tank having 4-star. Tank, it was not the animal transport donkey where you're sitting over there and keeping the 4-star from that. The civil defense is such a thing which has the organization is from 68 onwards. It was enacted through the Parliamentary Act to give the support with the experience of the 62 and 65 war. And it is not only meant for the war, it is to additional resources to develop for the to deal with any natural calamities or any accidental incidents. For this civil defense here, volunteers, they have done all the preliminary job during the COVID period also. So we have established after 71, this is further augmented, 2009, disaster management was added to it, and Government of India give the fund subsidiaries to the state government to up to the 25%, except the Northeast where it is 50%. And right now we have around 7 lakhs volunteers. Our aim is to have the 1 crore volunteers. So this is the part of the civil defense. Regarding the mock drill in armed forces and in other security is a routine affair. And we do conduct regularly in Western countries, in Japan and others. The students and the civilians are trained about it and they are sensitized. Before the 2020 crisis in the Tibet, the Chinese has conducted a big mock drill. For us, spot fashion, the mock drills would have been carried out in different districts, but it is the first time after 71 that 244 districts will have announced mock drill. It's very important mock drill has to be announced because otherwise there is a panic event take place that why it is happening, is there any war or siren, why it is coming up. This is the one part of it. Other than natural calamities, war, the next thing we have to fight the mock drill or to tackle with the whether civil defense or to the media warfare, the information technology warfare. Cyber media information is becoming the frontline weapon for any country. So here the media has a tremendous responsibility, and our media is highly responsible, dedicated to the country to ensure that there is no kind of a panic and kind of a rumors are spread on the different channels or the WhatsApp or the print media. It is very important. Few weeks, I think 2 weeks ago, there was a fake from the TVs, from the Pakistan and media that the Northern Commander, Army Commander was set for the after trial. It was absolutely rubbish to just to make a hype. As such, our honorable, this dignified Army Commander was to retire on the 30th of April. So they try to create a nuisance of any business. So civil defense volunteers have a multiple role. We all are the part of the responsibility as an Indian citizen to ensure that it is being carried out in a proper manner. It gives us preparedness for if any event takes place, how to handle it. Mr. Shah has mentioned that this needs a protection, and I remember my days when 62 war happened. I was 5-year-old. I had the memory. 65, 71, I was a young boy. That how this blackout was carried out. Total blackout. Even a single light rays in the night gives a big hint to the enemy to fire and shoot that area. So blackout is very important. Follow on through your channel and beneath to you. I request and appeal to all my fellow citizens not to put into the panic and please take it part seriously as it has been identified and carried out by the government agencies. It is our utmost responsibility that we take it very seriously to conduct this exercise, to prepare and to show that our solidarity to the nation at this particular juncture.
General Parihar, there's this big elephant in the room as well of Pakistan's nuclear status. Since we are going to be getting into a scuffle with Pakistan, do you think it's important for India to make sure that those nuclear assets and facilities is something that India confiscates first?
Vinith, first of all, let me clear you, this is a very sensitive thing to you have asked me, but I am very sure that no country will put his nuclear assets vulnerable for any such kind of a resource. So they are well protected. It is a part, it is any nuclear establishment, whether it is for the civil peace purpose, civil purpose or the military purpose, they are under scrutiny by the different agencies to some level, and our own government takes to ensure that no disaster takes place because of any kind of a suspected probable attacks by the country. So I rest assure you that our nuclear arsenals and all assets are well protected. We need not to worry. Regarding the Pakistan can give a threat of the nuclear, but if they go nuclear, first of all, they don't have a guts for using the nuclear weapon. You need a gut, and that is not, nobody is having in there. You see, after 1945, it has never happened. Even the Putin could not use it in the Ukraine. So they cannot have, they are facing a problem to face a war for 4 days. So they cannot. In a desperate manner, suppose if they try to do it, our anti-nuclear missile systems and other protective systems will ensure that it hits to their own country. It won't come to our territory. And then our retaliation will totally ruin this entire area. So they know it, they can't do it. It is just, I would say, the language we usually use is the Gidar. And I don't take this as a serious threat from the Pakistan that they will be able to use it. Why the nuclear? Even they are not able to face the water bomb after this Indus Water Treaty everything.
General Parihar, very important points that you have highlighted. Well, folks, those images that you see on your screen, those are drills, mock drills being conducted all throughout the country. Tomorrow is also designated day by the government where these drills are going to be performed. These drills are absolutely necessary in case of a contingency and an eventuality. There could be a very high degree of a possibility that it will not come to this, but the government, the states, everybody's being very, very responsible in making sure that apart from our forces, the civilian population is also trained. They know what to do. They're smart. They are thinking on their feet when an eventuality comes around. General Parihar, if you were around in 1971, which I presume you were, sir, how is warfare different in terms of what happened in 1971 against Pakistan? Of course, both the countries were not nuclear at that point in time, but there was no social media, there was no AI. India did not have such a solid budget. India did not have such a solid reputation. It did not have such a big army, the second largest in the world.
See, the 65 war remains opaque for most of us because, as you have mentioned, that there were hardly any media exposures. And if 71, yes, there was a media exposure. If you could go through the literatures and all the previous ones who have been active with the 71 war, the Mukti Vahini, which was with the support of Indian Armed Forces, their operation, and it was well covered by one of the renowned media person, the print media, Mr. Vishnukant Shastri, and his total notes were coming in the Dharmyug. I very much remember that weekly magazine Dharmyug was having the entire episode, how it is now. So that was the beginning when the media started playing the role, and the print media for the war, how to maintain it, to know about it, and doing it. The second example came in the 99 target. Everybody knows that how important was for us to have, and the media has given a tremendous support to the country armed forces by their direct involvement and engaging and feeling the pulse of the armed forces, how difficult operations were there. So that is a positive part of it. Today, positive part is very much there, but the negative part of this is very important. So media has a tremendous role. I fully agree with you. And 71 was a different type of warfare. It was a conventional war. 91, though the Indian armed forces fought war, there was the support of the Air Force, but it was not the air strike first. 99 was the first in the world where this air strike, air operations in the high altitude and mountainous area has practically it was won by the air force support only. Without a strike of the air force, our soldiers on the ground and artilleries would have not been able to tackle the situation. Again, in the 2020, you see in the media role and the role of the air. So present warfare is now, it is that the Air Force is most important to protect the ground forces and the first attack. First attack to destroy the enemy locations and give strong support to the ground forces to hold the ground is very important. So these tactics have changed. Now again with that the missiles have come, the space, cyber, these are the another new gadgets which is coming. So satellites and missiles, they are taking the support. So now it is not the Air Force, it is a space Air Force which is going to take the security. Probably after 10 years or so, you will find the laser and direct energy weapons will be, so it will keep on evolving. Robots are coming, drones are coming. So entire scenario is changing. It is a rapid change. But one thing will remain there. If you just 30 seconds, that queen of the battle, the infantry, the ground force will never lose its, because if we have to win finally and occupy the territory, the ground forces has to be very strong. And Indian Armed Forces, the army is strong enough to hold the ground.
Fair enough, sir. Appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you so much. All right. Well, my colleague Arzu Seth has filed a ground report showing air raid sirens. We're going to look at that report.